Okay, apart from IT, the other big talking point in the market is, of course, what's happening to Polycab. It's taken a lot of mind space and headlines across social media as well as the investor mind space. Today, the stock is actually seeing a bit of a green after that drubbing that it got over 20% slide. Let's welcome on board Praveen Sahay, the research analyst at Prabhudas Lilladher, to help decode what's happening in Polycab and the rest of the building material sector as well. Praveen, hi, good to be speaking with you. That's exactly my first question. There has been a bit of a flip-flop when it comes to Polycab. There is a press release talking about the cables and wires company's unaccounted sales of 1,000 crores. Polycab is hinting it's not us. We haven't got any reply. But in this entire, flip-flop, what should an investor do? Are you recommending buying on dips? Are you recommending sell out? What's the call?
See, this entire matter, I can say this is quite, is there in the media, and there is no clear communication from both the parties so far, and we are still in the wait and watch mode. Further clarification, or as the Polycab has given their in the exchange releases, that they had not received any written communication from the department, and we are also waiting for any if there is any clarification required. So far, not looking at the what the press release, what the media and the rumors going around. We are waiting for the written communication from the company, from the department, and then after we'll form our view on this matter.
Sure. But Praveen, purely talking on fundamentals and valuations of the cables and wires segment, which are the stocks that you like in terms of growth and how the risk reward is panning out?
Yeah, so if you talk about the sector, wire and cable segment have a very strong tailwinds the way forward from the end user industry and from the infrastructure as well as from the real estate housing. Demand expected to be a very optimistic in the next 2 to 3 years. Even the some tailwinds like of extra high voltage is expected to come from the transmission projects the way forward, and the people or the companies, the KEI or Polycab or even the other peers are building their capacity to capture those growth. So out of our coverage of a KEI, Polycab and the RR cable on the risk reward scenario, we are seeing the RR cable is the best suited ones because it is a highly B2C business. Around 70% of their revenue comes from B2C, 70% of their revenue comes from the wire segment. And also there is apart from the growth story, they have also a margin levers. So from here onwards, there is a good improvement in their margin profile is also expected from both their segments. One is on the wire and cable with the product mix changes and whatever the investment they had done aggressively in the last 4 years in terms of distribution network, which will expected to pay out, and the margin improvement in the wire and cable as well as FMEG portfolio to minimize their losses from here. So there is a two lever for our cable apart from the growth. They have a margin levers as well the way forward. So we are liking out of our coverage RR cable more.
Okay, so RR cable is the stock that you like in the cables and wire segment, but overall for building materials, there's a lot of demand traction when it comes to real estate. I'm sure it's percolating to the building materials. So what's the best way to play it?
Yeah, definitely. The building material is proxy to the real estate. Real estate so far in the last 2.5 years, we had seen whether it's a launches or whether it's a delivery side, there is a good growth and good reporting from the peer side. And definitely this will drill down to the all entire segment of the building material from the once we are seeing that the wire companies are delivering on. Secondly, on the plumbing pipe segment, if you look at the Astral, Supreme, or even the Prince Pipe, all are delivering on the volume growth numbers. And this is always depends on the construction cycle. And all the products demands come and fall, like for tile demand, sanitary demand, or wood panel demand. That's have their different timelines in the real estate cycle. So the way forward, definitely in the tiles also, which we have not seen so far, the growth coming from the real estate. But I'm quite hopeful the coming years, the tiles company is also expected to bring the growth. There is some delay in the demand because of escalation in the cement and steel prices, which has elongated the construction cycle of the real estate. But with the delay, that the demand for the tiles will also come in. Wood panel, I'm liking in the entire building material space right now because of the industry tailwinds. That's the one is your especially in the MDF, that the BIS norm implementation, which will expect to reduce the import, which is around 11-12% of our current consumption of the MDF in the country,
Sure.
as well as the timber pricing stabilization. Somewhere
Sure.
is also going to get the benefit them. And
Thanks,
the
Praveen.
valuation, yeah.
Sorry, Praveen, a little less on time. Thanks so much for joining us with that quick take on building materials and Polycab specifically.